English listening.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm fine, Sally. How's the course going?
It's going well, actually. I'm really enjoying my math course at the moment, mainly because it's not that difficult compared to the other modules.
Good. And what about the tutors? What are they like?
Well, I've got 4, and they're all highly knowledgeable. But Professor Jones is my favorite. I really respond well to the way he teaches.
And are your fellow students nice too?
Yes, I've made lots of new friends, and everyone seems to be very hardworking. The course has lots of group work, but to be honest, this isn't really the way I like to study. I prefer to study alone.
Oh, well, I suppose not everything can be perfect.
I know, Dad, you're right. In fact, there is one thing I'm a bit concerned about. My statistics module. I think I might not pass it.
Well, let's wait and see, shall we? There's plenty of time to improve. Don't worry about it yet, okay?
Thanks, Dad. I'll try not to.
Track 2.
Hi, Jane. How are you settling into life at university?
Fine, except I don't really know what there is to do in town. I haven't had time to look around yet. You've been here for a year. Could you give me some ideas?
Of course. There's lots of places for students. Firstly, if you go across the bridge over the river outside the campus and turn left... Oh, no, sorry. That's the garage. Turn right. Then you'll get to the bowling alley, which is really popular at the weekends because it's so close to the campus. On Friday nights, they have a special discount for students.
Oh, that's great. I love bowling.
So, do you like sports, Jane?
Yes, I go running and swimming, and I play badminton.
In that case, there's a running track behind the university campus, and I think they have a badminton court at the sports centre.
Actually, I'm happy just to run in the park.
Well, there's a large park in town too. If you go down the road opposite the bowling alley and take the first right, then you'll get to the park. It's quite big, and there's a lake in it. You can take a boat out on it. The university rowing team practice there.
What about places to eat out? Are there any good student hangouts?
Absolutely. There's the Elm Tree Cafe, which is down the road from the post office, in the opposite direction from the river. The cafe is on a fork in the main road, and it's quite an institution round here.
OK, well, I'll have to check it out. I'm looking for a part-time job, so maybe I'll be able to find work there.
You should try. They're always looking for new staff, and they often hire students. Now, have I forgotten any other important places? Oh, yes. You like sport, so I should mention the leisure centre. Don't get it confused with the swimming baths, which are down the road from the supermarket. The leisure centre is opposite. There aren't any swimming baths there, but you can get a student leisure card which will let you into both. So, you see, there is quite a lot to do in this town.
It seems like there is. Well, thanks for all the information, Sophie.
No problem. See you soon.
Track 3.
Hello. Have you come to enrol for your course or pay your fees?
Both actually.
OK, that's fine. You can enrol here with me and then go to the next desk for fee payment. So, first of all, can I have your name?
Yes, it's Peter Taylor. That's Taylor with a Y.
So, it's Taylor.
That's right. Do you need my middle name?
No, just your first and last names, thanks. And what course are you doing?
I'm taking a BSc in economics.
OK, that's in the Faculty of Mathematics.
Oh, I thought it was in the Faculty of Business and Management.
It was last year, but the course has moved to the Mathematics faculty this year.
Oh, thanks for letting me know.
No problem. Now, where are you going to be living? On campus or in private accommodation?
University accommodation. I'm in room 112, Ashley Residence.
Did you say Ashley Residence, the one in Duke Street? It's just that there's another residence called ASCII Residence, so it's confusing sometimes. I don't want to make a mistake on the computer records, otherwise you won't receive any university mail.
It's definitely Ashley. A-S-H-L-E-Y.
Great. And what about your home address? On our records it says 56 Grove Street, Manchester, M1 9JA. Is that correct?
Actually, there's a small mistake. It's M4, not M1. The rest is correct. 9JA.
OK, I think that's all. You're enrolled on your course, so you can go and pay your fees now.
Thanks. Bye.
Track 4.
Hi there, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to find out more information about the services here at the Students' Union.
Of course, we're here to help you throughout your time at university.
So, what kind of help can you give me exactly?
Well, our job focuses on 3 main areas: giving advice and information to students, arranging social events, and campaigning for students' rights.
Right. And what about help with things relating to everyday life?
Well, we have a team of 6 advisors who work part-time and have expertise in certain areas, including accommodation and travel.
Oh, that's great. And how can I contact the advisors?
Right, there are several ways. You can come into this office and speak to an advisor in person, or email us if you can't come in. And there's also a 24-hour helpline. You can find the helpline number on your student card. And you can call us at any time of day or night with any questions or worries you have.
OK, and thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
Track 5.
Hi, how can I help you?
I'd like to register to use the library, please.
OK, that's fine. Now, can I have some details from you? What's your name and student ID number?
Simon Anderson. That's ANDERSON.
And ID number?
Hold on. Let me look. It's AND 105763.
AND 105769.
No, it's AND 105763.
Thank you. And what course are you studying, Simon?
Geography.
Is that in the Faculty of Environmental Science or Earth Science?
It's in the Earth Science faculty.
Right. Now, are you living in university halls of residence?
No, I'm in private accommodation. Do you need my address?
Yes, please.
It's flat 3, 24 Lavender Gardens, London, SW12 3AG.
Can you spell the street name for me?
Yes, it's LAVENDER Gardens.
And do you have a contact telephone number?
Is my mobile number okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Just let me find my phone. Right, the number is 079 885 66341.
Let me just check that. 079 885 66341. So, Simon, did you have a tour of the library facilities during your induction?
Unfortunately, I missed it. Could you give me a quick tour now?
Track 6.
Now, not only do we have lots of historical architecture here in the town of Tanbridge, we also have a rich variety of famous residents. Of course, everyone has heard of the famous writers Jim Harman, Anna Collins and Ian Cheriton, or I.H. Cheriton as he is better known. And they have all lived in our small town. In fact, Anna Collins, the celebrated romance novelist, spent all her life in this town. She lived by the town square, where there is a plaque to commemorate her. She died in 1968, and you can see her gravestone in Tanbridge Cemetery. You may know Anna from her most famous work, The Pride of Angels, which won numerous awards and for which she was a runner-up for the Herald Prize in 1950. James Harman also lived here between 1975 and 1990. A best-selling horror writer, he got many of his themes for his haunting novels from this very town. He passed away a year after leaving Tanbridge, and although he isn't buried in the town, we do have a statue of him on the roundabout as you enter the town. Now, I.H. Cheriton has been the Poet Laureate for 3 years, and he lives in Tanbridge today. His home is the Red House by the river. Not only a poet, he has also written 10 novels that have topped the book sales charts. He always does a lot of work for local charities, and is quite a gem in this town. Lastly, another famous resident of Tanbridge is Sylvia Daniels. She grew up in Tanbridge and went to the local comprehensive here. You can see her childhood home just across the river by the post office. Now, I am sure you all know her for her latest film, Planet Dust, which has just reached #1 at the cinema box office. But she wasn't always an actress. Before she headed for Hollywood, you could have seen her waiting tables in the Dorridge restaurant here in town. She often comes back to visit, as her family all still live here. If you're lucky, you may even catch a glimpse of her.
Track 7.
Welcome to the latest episode of Film Finest with me, Liz O'Donnell. The films I'll be reviewing in this episode are What Happens in the Night, the new horror film by acclaimed director Jan de Nijberg, and Happy as Larry, a new romance comedy starring Harrison Wyatt and Sonia Smith. Let's start with What Happens in the Night. Set in a convent school in the 1950s, this film tells the story of two boys who are haunted by apparitions of monks. The film has the feel of a comic book, as it's shot in black and white with occasional shots of vivid color. De Nijberg, the director, said he wanted some elements to stand out, and he has used color to do it. I would say quite effectively. He claims his inspiration for the film is his own experiences growing up in 1950s Liverpool. A believer in ghosts himself, he thought he saw ghosts in his school years. Ghosts or not, this film is certainly haunting. What Happens in the Night is a film that will scare you. I wouldn't say it's the best horror film to come out this year, but it's certainly shot beautifully. And it's not hard to follow. So, unlike some recent horror films, you don't have to sit in dedicated concentration for 2 hours trying to keep up with a complex plot. An enjoyable film. I would give it 4 stars. In Happy as Larry, Sonia Smith and Harrison Wyatt play two people who fall in love but cannot be together because of their families. The build-up to the film has certainly been epic, with gossip about both co-stars in the papers. Rumor has it that Smith and Wyatt aren't the best of friends. In fact, on the set, they barely spoke to each other. I have to say, though, this doesn't come across in the film, and they look like a great couple. Happy as Larry is a move away from the usual films Sonia makes. She is better known for her roles in action films, but she has shown herself to be a capable comedy actress. However, I'm not sure this is the finest film to do it in. Both men and women alike can get something from this film, but the romance angle is overplayed, and the laughs are few and far between. If you want romance, this film is fine, but if you want comedy, I would recommend seeing something else. I would give it 3 stars. Now, there are some new video releases which are gonna be coming out in the next month.
Track 8.
Thank you for coming along to the Cultural Sydney Talk. I'm going to start by telling you about the Yellow Plaque Scheme, which has been running in Sydney for over 40 years and has been incredibly successful. When you're walking around the city, you'll see some buildings with a small round yellow plaque on them. If you take a closer look, you'll see the name and details of a famous person who lived in that very place. We have at present 130 plaques up in the city. The scheme has been great for tourism, but it was really started to raise awareness of the rich history of Sydney, both locally and nationally. And we think we've managed to do this. We also wanted to make people aware of the impressive list of important people who have lived in this city, and we've certainly achieved that. But that's not all. Although not part of our original aims, the scheme has also helped preserve some of the older and more important buildings in Sydney, because people now know that these buildings are a link to our past. Some of the buildings are actually over 180 years old, which for Australia is ancient. We actually think that this is where the scheme has achieved the most success, in raising the profile of our rich history. Of course, it has helped tourism, but not only that, locals also walk around looking at the plaques. It has been really wonderful in highlighting our past. Some people are quite surprised to see who has lived here. Take Errol Flynn, for example. He was married in Sydney. We are planning on putting more plaques up, And a common question is how can people nominate a figure to be put on a plaque? It's quite a simple process. Applications can be downloaded from our website. If you want to nominate someone for a plaque, you just need the person's name, where they lived, and you need 3 signatures to approve your application. Our panel then checks that all the data you've submitted is correct, and hopefully, within a year, a new plaque will be erected. But you can't nominate just anyone. A plaque can only be given to a person who is famous and has achieved something out of the ordinary, like an important politician or world record-breaking sportsman, for example. We aim to have 50 new plaques up within the next 3 years, and we have plenty of funding to do so. Our funding comes from 3 sources: the local council, community donations, and the tourist board. Whereas in the past, the tourist board put in the majority of funding, now public donations count for 65% of all total funds. In fact, our funding is so healthy now, there are plans to expand the scheme.